morning, parents. We have been making our way through the Lord's Prayer. This week we are on Matthew chapter 6, verse 11. This is the fourth petition in the Lord's Prayer, and it says there, "Give us this day our daily bread." We see here this is a simple and humble request, and it's really to be a reflection of our entire Christian lives, that we live in this simple and humble way before our Lord. And we live in a way, we live by faith in our Lord, as opposed to living a life that's centered around just achieving and going out and getting it done. That's a way of self-will. That's how the world lives their life. But instead, for the Christian, we live by faith, receiving the promises of God. And so a Christian who prays this prayer is depending on our Father in heaven to provide everything that we need. First, we are waiting and praying and living by faith, as opposed to just going out and getting it done immediately and achieving. Kind of goes very much counter to our American ideals. And so we want to live by faith. And this prayer, this request, is asking for two things. It's asking for God to meet all of our physical needs, and it's asking for God to meet all of our spiritual needs. So first, we're going to look at the physical needs. A simple request of, "Give us this day our daily bread." So it's not asking for steak, and it's not asking for cake, right? It's not asking for the extremes of, luxury, or, the kind of the empty, shallow things of cake, right? But Lord, just give us bread, what we need, our daily sustenance and nourishment. I'm not asking for too much. I'm not asking for too little. Lord, just please give me this, our daily bread. Very reminiscent of manna from heaven that would be coming on a daily basis that God will provide for the children of Israel. And so we're asking God to provide our daily sustenance. And then it's also a request of our daily bread. We're not looking at our neighbor's daily bread, in other words. We're not envious or covetous of what is on their table. What food do they have? What needs is God providing for them? No, it's give us this day our daily bread. What do you have for me, God? That's all I'm asking for. I'm content in the station of life that you have given to me and to my family. And so give us this day our daily bread. Also, it's a request of a daily bread, not future bread in one sense. So a daily relationship with the Lord that it's communicating. Also, it's communicating we're not anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will be anxious for itself. Sufficient for the day is its trouble. So a daily life of living and walking by faith and asking God to meet my physical needs. And then tomorrow, I'll ask him to meet those needs. I'm not going to rush ahead into the coming days and coming weeks. So this prayer, as we said, right, it's about physical needs, but it's also about our spiritual needs. And so in one sense, we're not asking for steak or for cake, even when it comes to our spiritual needs. God, would you give me my daily spiritual need? I'm not asking or necessarily seeking for the mountaintop experiences. Like, what do I need today? Maybe it's just some wisdom. Maybe it's long suffering. Maybe it's patience. Maybe it's just simply waiting well. God, would you provide the graces that I need today in order to live the spiritual life that you've called me to? So give us this day our daily bread. So we're not envious again or looking at other people's spiritual gifts or what they might have, the spiritual needs that God is providing for them. We're humble and content and asking God for the spiritual needs that we need ourselves. And then once again, right, we're not anxious about tomorrow for our spiritual needs. We're not, overly concerned about, what happens if I lose my job? Where will my mental health or emotional health go? Because really when we say we're talking about mental health or emotional health these days, we're really talking about spiritual needs. But we're trusting our Father in heaven to meet our spiritual needs even when trials and difficulties come. And so how does this, relate then to actual parenting? Well, in many ways, it's just a tremendous example to demonstrate to our children that we, even as parents, that we are dependent on God to meet our physical and our spiritual needs, our daily provision. We want to model that and show it to them as an example, because it's very easy for children to look to us as parents and say, hey, they're the ones who provide all of my needs, right? They're the ones who provide everything for me. And if we don't model this prayer to them, then they'll look to us and they'll stop there. But if they see that we're dependent upon the Lord's daily provision, it will teach them as well, oh, I need to be dependent upon the Lord for my daily provision as well. Well, I hope this helps you, and I look forward to continuing to build faith in families. God bless.